So I found this not the documentary,
But a clip of it.
the clip of
yeah.
it on YouTube, and it was one of those things where I accidentally hit the pad, the pad, and it popped up. I'm like, what the hell? And then
That's
I
why.
went down.
That's why I say it was meant for you to watch it. Like,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I guess, but
Prince himself probably just.
just send it to me.
Yeah, hey,
There
hey,
you
you
go.
gotta watch it. You gotta watch
Yeah.
it.
No, this was weird. Yeah, I'll give you that. I went
Yeah.
down and it said Mark Anthony as Prince. I'm like,
Like what? That
and I went down
that
to the
sentence, even the sentence sounds weird. Like Mark Anthony as Prince. Like
yeah.
what?
That's the name of the channel. Mark Anthony as Prince.
What the?
What the?
That's wow.
And I went down to the comments, read like one or two of them. I'm like, oh no way! So I went back up and like, and it was just like a minute preview. And then I just told you, I became a Prince fan in 1985 when I was introduced to him by
I thought
my friend Rudy.
I thought you were hearing 70s Prince.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that was after I
Oh,
got introduced to
retro. You went back in the 80s. You went back to
yeah,
his old.
I went
Okay.
back to his discography,
Yeah, there you go.
and that's
Yeah.
when I discovered 1999.
99.
Fell in love with the whole album.
But yeah,
Bought it.
he had one disco hit. What was it called?
First album, like one of
His
his
very first album.
Yeah,
To me, I consider that disco. That was disco-ish.
yeah, it's got that,
It has that straight up disco
it's
sound,
got that rhythm,
right?
but yeah, it's because it's a dance tune.
Yeah.
But the lyrics, yikes!
The dirty, they're like dirty.
Well, not dirty, but everybody says that it's a reference to sleeping with his sister.
You maniac, really?
Yeah, I want to be your lover.
He's,
I
he-
want to be your
he's saying that to his sister?
Huh?
He's saying that to his sister?
I don't think so. I don't hear it, but that's how it got. It got it's got to be known that he wanted to sleep with his sister. I'm like, I don't hear it,
Yowzers.
because you listen to the lyrics, and he says, I want to be your brother. I want to be your only one, and then something. It's like no other. I want to be your mother and your sister
Oh
too.
my
There
God.
ain't no other. Like, I don't hear him.
That guy's lyrics, man, were out of
I'm
this
telling you
world,
that
man.
he
Like,
was a very good lyricist.
but he'll make you think. He'll make you think. I mean, you think you're hearing one thing, but what he meant was something different.
Probably, yeah.
Probably,
But I remember hearing and thinking about. I mean, hearing people talk about the song. That's why it didn't get a whole lot of playtime, but it made it for him. It was like one of his singles.
His Purple Rain concert.
Oh,
You showed it to me. Yeah,
1985 one.
he has a part where God's talking to him.
Yeah, it's the very beginning, the very first concert that he did for Purple Rain,
Oh,
and it was held in New York, somewhere in New York, and they recorded it. They videotaped it, and the first time I saw it was
you're right. They recorded it. Yeah.
the first time I saw it was like at my friend's house. He had it on VHS. And I'm like, oh, dude, really? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, and we sat down, we watched it. And for years and years and years and years, to barely, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I finally bought it, but I bought it on Blu-ray. And it comes with cool little things, in the thing in the case. And a bunch of other little cool things. And then you get not only the concert, but you get, I think, on audio, and then you get 3 more other discs.
Okay.
And they have different little things in them, and it's a pretty good little. I bought it for like $50. But when I first heard of it, that they were going to bring it, it was because I follow YouTube Prince on the YouTube, and they put it out. They're like, yeah, we're going to reissue it, and here it is, and you can buy it like this, and you can even buy the vinyl. And I was like, oh man. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to wait till all the actual fanboys, fucking start buying it,
Right.
So I barely got it about a year and a half ago. And remember, we saw it at the. I had seen that thing in a long time,
Long ass time, huh?
and I own it now. So yeah, man. So I've been a Prince fan since then. I stopped sort of being a Prince fan like in
90s.
Toward the mid 90s.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
Oh, not even the early 90s.
Yeah. I mean, but whatever he would come out with, I would listen to it and I would judge it. You know, like
What was the last hit that you heard that you liked from him? The last one.
just Diamonds and Pearls.
Diamonds and Pearls. I was gonna tell you, Diamonds. Come on.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Well, you know, did you like the Batman song he did or Joker?
Yeah, it was all right, man. When it first came out.
Yeah, that's considered a hit.
It's another pop dance song, bro. And yeah, bro. I mean, I've been a Prince fan for a long time, but yeah, he would put out music, and then he did one where it was an interdict. If you wanted to buy it, if you wanted to get that, you had to go to his internet because. He did put it out for iTunes.
They're probably gonna talk about it once.
And he did that song, and he did moderately. That's why there's a lot of fanboys, you know, like every time you go see a fucking Prince, whatever, on YouTube. Oh, I'm so sorry. I wish you were still alive. Oh, you know, I wish you wasn't dead. But I mean, like, dude,
he won
instead of talking about the video or whatever.
Because he did that, he won an internet award called Webby.
Oh, okay. All right.
He won an award for Webby. I don't know what that. I don't know if they even do it now.
Yeah,
but they used to for like internet innovation, whatever. Because he was one of, or probably the first major artist to put out an album strictly online.
Yeah. So you had to be.
They gave him an award called Webby.
You had to be,
and he went, and he accepted it, bro.
Yeah, all you had to do, you had to be a fan person, you know, a super fucking Prince fan. I think you can buy it on a CD. I think.
No shit.
And I think on the website that's what it was too. You get a MP3 download, and I guess it was a 2-pack where you also get the CDs, you know, via mail.
Yeah. Really?
I think that was it, bro. But you know, in moderately, really. I mean, it's fucking Prince.
Hell yeah!
Either you're a fan or you're not, bro. Like either you is or you're not.
One of my biggest regrets in life: never going to a Prince concert.
Yeah, I got to go. I had the opportunity to go here when he came. I think the cheapest tickets were like, I think it was like $50 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. This was back in the, I think early 2010s.
Really?
And I didn't know about it until Veronica tells me, hey, you know. And I'm like, for what? Oh, she said, hey, you know, can I have $100? What the hell? Kidding me? I mean, you're lucky you're living here, you know. But so I was like, what the fuck you want $100 for, you know? And anyway, so she kept asking me to finally see, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll give you $100. Just so what the hell do you need $100? What do you want for $100?
Yeah.
I baby, you know, she was obviously she got upset. Because I got upset. I was like, what the fuck you want $100 for?
Yeah.
You know? Every fucking time, you know. Anyway, so so she goes, you know what? You know, Prince is gonna be here.
Oh,
and I'm like, yeah. Oh, that was after he came and did his thing, whatever he left. A few months later, Veronica asked me, you know, I don't know, like, we got into some argument or whatever.
Oh God.
And she, you know what? You know those $100 that I kept asking you about? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, I was going to take you to go. We were going to buy some tickets. I already almost had them, but you couldn't give me the money. I'm like, tickets for what? She's like, to go see Prince. You know, Prince was here. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I still didn't have the money anyway. I didn't, bro.
Him and Axl Rose and him, they're both high-pitched singers, right? So when you talk to them, I know, like fucking deep old voice, like what?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what the hell?
22 million sales.
Ooh, 22 million. Look at that. If that's him, my God.
A musical Einstein, if you may.
People of America should be listening to this kind of thing?
Not at all, ma'am.
To protect himself from the world, Prince built his own private palace and named it Paisley Park.
It was the 80s
We used to say
bro.
he was the lonely guy. We used to call him the lonely guy.
He was like a son to me. I was like a dad to him.
Dude, that looks like a movie, man. I don't care.
Come on,
right? Gotta be a movie out there. Probably.
Look at that. It's like a straight up movie.
Following a lethal overdose of painkillers.
So the person is dead here.
I just could not believe it. I said, no, can't be true.
Yeah, same here.
Hell yeah.
But it was true.
Prince, above all, wanted to fly with the angels. And yet his demons would finally catch up with him.
Yeah.
What if everybody around me split?
And let's go crazy. He said, if the elevator breaks down.
Yeah.
What does it say next? He died in an elevator.
Yeah,
with that.
true, huh?
Yep.
I think he was afraid of life, in the sense that it hadn't always been kind to him.
You look towards the end of his life, you can see he was trying to repair his childhood.
He was a real Minnesotan.
Prince was different from the start.
Yeah. He didn't live in LA or New York. You know, like he stayed home. I'm gonna stay home.
Most of my friends in New York would say, why are you in Minneapolis? There are no black people there.
Being black in Minnesota, especially in the
for real.
60s.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the way it was.
Right?
Patty Shaw Nelson were an outwardly respectable, God-fearing couple.
The eyes of the Lord.
He was Jehovah's Witness, right?
Ears are open unto their cry.
The family was Seventh-day Adventists.
That would explain the religion part of his music.
Yeah, there you go.
And drinking. And
not because of his parents.
I've never spoken about this before, but I was born epileptic. And I used to have seizures when I was young.
Wow.
And my
I didn't know
mother
that.
didn't know what to do.
I thought the mom was white, like a white girl.
So deeply
She was kind of black right here.
What people don't understand
The sister?
sense of shame.
No, the mom.
Oh,
the stigma of
that's the movie.
Because he was definitely black and white, right?
His life for years to come.
In the movie Purple Rain,
he considered himself a mulatto.
Track, the
yeah, there you go.
Victor, Prince can be seen
the mom looked white in the movie of Purple Rain.
Walked into her and said, Mom, I'm not going to be sick anymore. And she said, why? And I said, because an angel told me so.
Oh.
No, I don't remember.
Very religious.
That's just what she told me.
Very religious.
Oh yeah.
As a boy, Prince was taken to see his
father. I heard it in his music.
Club on Hampton Avenue,
His lyrics and everything.
Something Prince would never forget. A production line worker and religious zealot by day, John Lewis Nelson was a jazz pianist by night.
There you go.
Y'all sure looking real cozy up there tonight.
That's where he got it from.
All right, let's enjoy ourselves.
He gave himself the stage name Prince, the same name he called his son. No Bible, no lectures, just all the forbidden fruits: wine, women, song.
Yeah. He was a fucking hypocrite.
A really brilliant musician in John Nelson, but also a very narcissistic, selfish man who was a far better musician than he was a father.
Wow.
Will you teach me to play?
Just like Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Get that.
Sit right down, son.
Purple Rain was kind of based on his life, but not 100%, but a little bit. Look at that. Makes sense.
At school, things were no better.
He wanted to be a basketball player.
Prince was the short black kid with the name everyone laughed at.
Yeah.
He told me when he was very young. Remember, I met him when he was 16.
That was his first name, Prince.
Most in life was to become famous. Music wasn't his first love. His first love was really
basketball. Yeah.
Prince shot hoops hour after hour.
And he never grew.
What he really needed for basketball was beyond his reach.
But as he got older, he stopped growing.
Oh, that's fucked up.
When he finally realized that basketball wasn't going to be a dream he was going to be able to realize, and poured all of his heart and soul
you could be short as fuck.
Being short would not stop
and
Prince from becoming
basketball, is that going to help you grow no matter what?
No.
Really?
That's all on your genes growing up.
Oh, wow.
I was sure that was one of the record style of
course, James Brown. There had to be his first influence.
That's why he's considered
that's why he's a dev like him.
That's why he was the godfather of soul.
Of soul, yeah. Who's the godmother?
Prince played
Aretha, good old
every
Aretha.
night in a friend's.
Minneapolis, when I started my recording studio, was kind of a cow town. I mean, it was a very
cow town.
white.
After 3 years of mastering guitar, keyboards, and drums, the groundwork paid off.
It took him 3 years just to
Right, that young. All those fucking instruments.
Taught myself how to
It was
play
in
music,
his
and
blood, bro. It was in
I
his
just
blood.
stuck with it, and I did all the time.
He was playing with Grand Central. That was his band.
Yeah, Grand Central.
Really?
Yeah, that's true. That is.
It wasn't
but it wasn't about
the
him.
revolution.
No, not even.
Soft and wet.
The first time I heard
He was always a
Soft and Wet
freak.
song, I
He's
was
always been like that.
Man, soft
Because I
and
just
wet.
felt it
Hello,
sounded so
let's go.
different to
It was clear that there were other issues that went into his personality and his impatience, his demanding perfectionism.
You think he was
that
an
were
introvert?
Beyond.
I think he
normal
was.
perfectionist.
Yeah, definitely an
Yeah,
introvert.
like I said. Yeah.
But I also think he was in the
Hey,
somewhere
I'm
in the
somebody.
spectrum.
I got something to say.
Yeah.
And I want
His
you
first
people to
appearance was, I think, it was on American Bandstand or
what I
something like that.
Yeah.
And he said in an interview, at that same interview with Kevin Smiley, he said, I regret that interview so much because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
And I always felt
Yeah, I
that,
can
You can tell he looks nervous.
he knows what he
Maybe they might show it.
Boy from
Oh, that's he. When he did the Rolling Stone cover.
He was on
You
his way
already
to
had the
becoming one of
ruffles in the
world's
70s?
greatest rock
No.
stars.
It's the 70s. It's still 70s. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Bring
Rolling
Prince the
Stone.
power and
Is that
identity he
Apollonia?
craved.
It's supposed to be
While the
Apollonia.
exposure of fame
No,
would always be
Vanity
painful.
6. Vanity.
Supposed to be him.
This first became
The
clear
girl.
in
The girl. Was that
1979.
Vanity?
Yeah,
Soon
it was
after
Vanity.
being signed by
Oh,
Warner
look.
Brothers,
Right there.
Prince's
American Band,
single,
look,
I Want
you're
to
gonna
Be
show
Your
it.
Lover shot to number 11 on
Right
the
there, bro.
Billboard
Interview
Hot
him.
100
Maybe they'll
chart.
show it.
To promote it, Prince went on Dick Clark's American Bandstand. All went well until Dick Clark came to interview him.
You made a couple of demonstration records when you were a teenager. You're barely more than that now, are you?
19.
19. How many years ago did you make these demos and then have offers on them?
Prince clammed up and could hardly speak.
He comes back from Los Angeles. He comes over my house, and I go, "What's wrong with you? What happened, man? What, you're on a national TV show. Dick Clark is asking you these questions. And
Come on.
What happened?
What
I know
happened?
he's not like that.
And why would you turn it down?
You know?
They wouldn't let me produce myself.
You were 15 at the time.
Yeah.
Would they think you didn't know what you were doing?
Don't know.
I just couldn't get it."
Jeez.
And he said to me, he said, "Pepe," he said, "at that very moment, I realized that millions of people were watching me."
Did somebody tell me you played every instrument on this album? Is that correct?
Maybe.
No, you're very shy, modest. How many instruments do you play?
And at that point, he just
Did
froze.
that.
And he told me right after that, he says, he says, "that will never happen again."
Yep.
Then he started controlling all of his interviews because he didn't like that feeling. He didn't like that feeling. He wasn't in control.
I really thought I'd never do interviews again.
Oh my God, bro.
Prince agreed to open
telling
up
you, that's
because
Prince,
the
bro.
Rolling Stone
That's
writer
Prince.
like him
I don't
was
know what this guy
Reincarnated.
saw, but
We were born.
He looks
father went to the same
exactly
school
like
as he
him.
yeah.
There have been a lot of things said about me, and a lot of them are wrong.
Sounds like him. Even sounds like
I
him.
don't mind criticisms. I just don't like lies.
When he motioned me.
Damn.
Tipper Gore, wife of Senator
See,
Al
there you
Gore,
go.
set
Al
up
Gore
the
and Tipper
Parents
Gore.
Music Resource Center to protect the young people of America. Top of the list of Tipper's so-called Filthy 15, from a range of different artists, was Prince's song Darling Nikki. Tipper wanted to send out a warning, buyer beware.
I bought Purple Rain for my daughter. We heard the song Let's Go Crazy on the radio, and Prince is a musical genius. I agree with that, and I like some of his music. But I didn't feel like the song Darling Nikki was appropriate for my 11-year-old and my 6-year-old.
Read the couple of lines from Darling Nikki that you find offensive.
I'd be glad to. It says, I met a girl named Nikki. Guess you could say she was a sex fiend. I met her in a hotel lobby masturbating with a magazine.
Woo! Yeah, beautiful lyrics.
I could not resist.
This old little nigga grind.
The young people of America should be listening to this kind of thing?
Yeah.
Not at all, ma'am. Completely unacceptable.
You
So
fucking.
what's the plan? How are we going to stop people buying
Remember
this
that
music?
parent advisory?
Yeah, that's
where it came from.
Yeah.
That's exactly where it came from.
They've said they will be willing
Not only Prince was under attack, but it was también all the rock.
Yeah, rock.
Ma'am.
Luke. 2 Live Crew.
Yeah,
they caught flag. Yeah,
Do you think it will work?
And according to a lot of artists, after that they wanted that label. So that means your album was badass.
Yeah.
It was fucking like, you know, the guy from
of this.
We're not gonna take.
Yeah,
he went and he
So there
he defended artists.
People who heard.
He testified in Congress.
There you go. I'm sorry. There you go. Yeah.
Thanks to Typical.
And he laid it down.
Whoa! Have you seen the video?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, he put it down, bro. And he was like, my lawyer, or whatever, advised me to go dress in a suit. Like, no, I'm gonna go dress the way I usually dress.
His mother, Mattie, was an aspiring singer when she met Prince's dad. Even after 2 children came along,
wow, they're both
Mattie
musical.
Shaw was still out at night trying to restart her career.
It must have been a little puzzling for a young kid to know that his mother is wearing tight dresses and flirting with people from the stage of a nightclub, singing sexy songs.
Don't tell me you ain't seen these before.
Yeah, you know,
Their
he must
frustrations as musicians
have hated that
pushed his
shit.
parents at each other's throats. Mattie quickly took up
I always
with
thought he
another
was
man,
half white,
then
half black.
decided the time was right
I guess it's
to
the Purple
begin
Rain,
Prince's sex
but
education.
it looks like he's like quarter white.
Yeah. With Chris Rock
Well, he came.
The mom was like black and white, probably.
I think when MTV did,
age 10, I think
they did an interview with him.
Playboy magazine.
And there's a video out there. And he would say he was mulatto.
There you go.
Yeah, he's like,
there you go, mulatto.
Paisley Park cost $10 million to build.
Whoa!
Colossal 55,000 square feet. Growing up, Prince's musical talents were ignored by his mother and resented by his father. Paisley Park would house a new kind of family.
I'm going to give an example in a recording studio. He would go into a recording studio and he might literally be in a recording studio for 20 hours. And the engineers, recording engineers, would come and go in shifts because they couldn't keep up.
Wow. He even sings like him.
It's almost the job of record companies to resist the new.
Yeah,
because
always,
they always want what's
always.
already sold. Let's have another one of those.
Yeah.
But in
They
fact,
want
the
to
artist always wants to do
repeat,
something
clone
new.
the same formula.
Try to imagine being Prince.
Prince, this is a sketch. It's a demo. It's not finished, right?
Oh.
It sounds like it was recorded in a basement.
Wow.
We can't put this out.
It wasn't just a question of a disagreement among friends. It was a you're a traitor. You're not a believer. You're not truly supportive of me.
So he wasn't open to criticism.
This was a top 10
No,
hit
it's about
in 10
him, bro.
countries.
It's about his fucking way of doing
Blind faith in his own
things.
work
Wow.
Like you
justified
said, a control
everything for
freak.
Prince.
Yeah. Is he the best mover since James Brown? He's doing it on heels. He was clearly this phenomenon.
Pulling in.
Yeah, he would invite celebrities over to his house.
And he starts playing people, right? And then suddenly he
I've
turns
also
around and
heard
says,
that he would.
Don't you sing?
They would
So
go
I turn around
to a
he's talking
bar,
to someone else.
and then he would just buy it for the night.
Really?
He would be on stage just for
open bar.
for people. Yeah.
I just couldn't even speak. I was like,
That year, when he returned from tour, Prince upped the conflict with Warner Brothers. record label who nurtured him from the beginning.
That's why he put slave on his.
Warner Brothers held him back as an artist.
He always talked about masters. He wanted his masters.
To be able to just, he's literally going to have to tour for the rest of his life just to pay for this.
Dang.
Yeah.
It will kill him.
That explains that.
Wow. Oh, the thimble.
Yeah. Oh, because remember, I remember hearing that shit on the news, like, Prince, you know, he wants to be known now as this emblem. And me and Veronica were like, how would you name that, baby? She's like, how about Symbol? So for a long time, Symbol.
In this,
you know,
treatment
I'm
of
like, okay,
self-definition until he almost falls
because
off.
nobody knew. What the fuck is
this? As he's going through all of these
he was the artist formerly known as.
That's what the media started fucking calling him.
To themselves in public.
Now, me and Veronica called him Symbol.
He should have got an award for that.
Yeah.
That's great fucking.
Look at that. Sounds like him. Looks like him. Everything, bro. Like what the
thing he had.
They lose the baby, but she actually gets pregnant.
A couple of months.
And they have a baby together, pero.
Are you fucking for real?
Yeah, like it came out sick or something was wrong with it.
An interview with Oprah Winfrey to celebrate Prince becoming a father was broadcast a month after boy Gregory died.
Oh
Oprah,
my
Prince behaved as if nothing was wrong.
He showed me their newly decorated
so fucked up. So they thought they were gonna have a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
died
fucked
or
up.
something, bro. Yeah.
The child or just the children?
Oh, the children's, yeah. It's all good. Never mind what you hear.
He was very shy, huh?
Yeah.
Very, very shy.
Prince was never able to tell his son he loved him.
Wow.
Just as his father never told him.
He's hurt.
He's hurt, bro. Yeah, he's
After his
hurt.
parents died in 2001.
I like that. The third eye.
Yeah.
In 2004, he guested
Yeah.
last
Oh,
minute at the
come
Rock and Roll
on. Remember
Hall
that?
of Fame.
Yeah.
And then, at around minute 3,
yeah,
in storms Prince, who's only there because he's being inducted.
Woo!
Sick.
Come on.
In which he just takes the song to another level.
Oh,
Talk
yeah.
about stealing the show.
He throws the guitar in the air and it disappears, bro. It disappears.
He knows it because at the end he throws his guitar up
Right
in the
there.
air and he storms off stage as if to say, right, I've done what I came to do. Beat that.
I did. Throw it up. Yeah. Where did it go, bro? Where did it go? Where did it? Where did the guitar go?
Prince can pull that shit off, bro. That's right. I remember hearing about that infamous vault.
Yeah.
It came out like, I think the information came out sometime during the night.
Yeah.
And that's why you start to get into a
Kept
place
hearing
where
about
if I
the
just
vault,
stay in
the
the
vault.
music.
Prince's medical issues, clearly some kind of overdose, were so acute they couldn't wait. On Prince's person, medics found fentanyl, a painkiller.
Oh my
lidocaine,
God.
a local anesthetic. Later, it became clear the pills he carried with him were prescribed to someone else. They were mislabeled as being weaker than they really were. Prince was in denial and others were colluding.
The bigger you become, the more people say yes to you. And I've kind of nicknamed it death by yes. The person who stands up to you and says no is the person who cares the most.
Absolutely.
2 days later, Prince insisted a late-night performance at Paisley Park must go ahead, yet he seemed fragile.
Wow.
This is the first thing my dad told me how to play.
Despite nearly dying on the plane, in the days following, Prince was still using medication. On Wednesday, April the 19th, witnesses saw Prince, dressed in black,
right there,
pacing a parking lot outside a
the
pharmacy
last picture
in
ever
Moore
taken of
near his
him.
home. He looked worried and upset. It was the last time he was seen alive. He was sent by his father, an addiction specialist. Worried by Prince's drug use, he asked his son to look in on Prince.
We have someone who is unconscious.
Okay, what's the address?
We're at Prince's house?
Okay, does anybody know the address? Is there any mail around that you could look at?
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Your cell phone's not going to tell me where you're at, so I need you to find me an address.
Yeah, we have.
At 10:07 a.m., Prince Rogers Nelson was pronounced dead.
Oh man!
Good evening, music fans everywhere are reacting to the stunning loss.
I remember that.
Prince died of a fentanyl overdose.
Man.
Synthetic morphine 50 times stronger than heroin.
Wow.
The toughest thing for me to hear was that he died alone in an elevator after having an incident on an airplane. That told me that there were too many yeses.
What does it say? If the elevator breaks down,
I'm not blaming
go
him.
crazy, and he died in an elevator.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Right? Come on.
It makes you think, bro. Like, did he plan everything?
Screaming in my car.
Yeah.
You would be the type, bro, that would do that.
Yeah. 100%, bro. 100%.
I heard, I think Apollonia and Sheila E. talk about that he was on the medicine because of all the jumping that he would do off stage and stuff like that. It was
just a shock.
So he started taking pain pills for that shit, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, you know, really? I mean, everything came finally to,
So looking down the road,
you know,
is there an endpoint? It's
to the
just
light.
so nice to know that there was
that,
someone.
you know, you're like, oh
someplace
my
else.
God, about of all the things, you know, like,
Yeah.
And if
wow,
we're wrong,
I never even thought
I'm
of pills or anything like that, boy.
And there is
Yeah, right?
But then again, a lot of celebrities
the whole
were
life I
dying.
just spent.
Yeah.
The 80s classic Purple Rain next.
What the what?
It's a fucking British made
Yeah.
pepper rind. But yeah, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh,